Hollywood has always sold us perfection, flawless faces, sculpted bodies, and smiles that shine brighter than the flashbulbs that chase them. But what happens when the stars who rise to the top aren't the beautiful ones? Some defied expectations, shattered stereotypes, and became unforgettable not despite their looks, but because of them. And today, we look beyond the beauty, into the stories of 21 celebrities whose faces changed Hollywood forever. Number 1. Jackie Stallone, the matriarch who never backed down. Jackie Stallone was one of a kind, fierce, unpredictable, and gloriously unapologetic. The mother of Sylvester Stallone was never content to live in her son's shadow. She built her own persona, astrologer, psychic, and showbiz eccentric, and her look became part of the legend. Her heavily altered features, from plumped lips to taut skin, made her an easy target for tabloid ridicule. But Jackie didn't flinch. She embraced the attention and kept on smiling for the cameras, glittering in sequined gowns well into her 80s. In an industry obsessed with youth, Jackie Stallone stood proudly as herself, proof that age and imperfection could still command the spotlight. Number 2. Donatella Versace, the fashion titan who turned tragedy into triumph. After the tragic murder of her brother Gianni Versace, Donatella stepped into one of the most intimidating roles in fashion. The world didn't just watch her designs, they watched her. Her appearance changed drastically through the years, from golden Italian beauty to what some called the face of plastic couture. Her sharp cheekbones and perpetually bronzed skin became as recognizable as the Medusa emblem of her brand, and yet, in her strength and poise, there was something undeniably magnetic. Donatella carried the weight of an empire on her shoulders and did it her way. She turned her image into armor and transformed criticism into legacy. Number 3. Steve Buscemi, the man whose eyes built a career. Hollywood once told Steve Buscemi he'd never be a leading man, that his face was too strange, his eyes too intense, but it was precisely those qualities that made him unforgettable. In Reservoir Dogs, Fargo, and Boardwalk Empire, his unsettling gaze told stories words never could. His face carried honesty, humor, and danger all at once. Buscemi became proof that the most interesting actors don't blend in. They make you uncomfortable, curious, captivated. And in doing so, he became one of cinema's most distinctive icons. Number 4. Tori Spelling, the heiress who refused to highborn into Hollywood royalty. Tori Spelling was always in the spotlight, but never for her looks. As Beverly Hills 90210 skyrocketed her to fame, she faced brutal criticism about her nose, chin, and even her weight, but Tori never disappeared. Instead, she leaned into her imperfections and turned herself into a relatable TV presence, raw, emotional, and honest about her insecurities. Her later reality shows revealed a woman far removed from the plastic perfection Hollywood demand, and fans loved her for it. In many ways, Tori Spelling became the anti-Hollywood heroine, imperfect yet real. Number 5. Carrot Top, the comedian who became a cartoon. Scott Carrot Top Thompson was never subtle, not in his jokes and certainly not in his appearance. His flaming orange hair, exaggerated muscles, and surgically enhanced features made him one of comedy's most recognizable faces. Critics called him bizarre, but Carrot Top turned that very weirdness into his brand. His Las Vegas residency became a hit, his name a pop culture shorthand for eccentricity. Behind the caricature is a man who worked tirelessly to make people laugh, a performer who knew that sometimes standing out is the best punchline of all. Number 6. Sarah Jessica Parker, the unconventional beauty who defined a generation. When Sex and the City premiered, some critics mocked Sarah Jessica Parker's appearance, calling her too horse-faced for a fashion icon. But she proved them all wrong. As Carrie Bradshaw, she captured the heart of a generation. Women who saw themselves in her awkward elegance, her fearless self-expression. Her features, sharp and distinctive, became part of her charm. Vogue crowned her a fashion goddess. She redefined beauty not through perfection, but through personality. Number 7. Pete Davidson, the underdog who became Hollywood's heartthrob. Pete Davidson's tired eyes and boyish awkwardness made him an unlikely heartthrob. But something about him, his honesty, humor, and vulnerability, connected deeply with audiences. Despite struggles with mental health and loss, Pete's charm felt disarmingly real. He dated some of Hollywood's most glamorous women, but never pretended to be one of the beautiful people himself. He's the perfect example of modern charisma, proof that relatability has replaced perfection as the new kind of sexy. Number 8. Willem Dafoe. The face that launched 1,000 nightmares. Willem Dafoe's face is like a landscape carved by emotion. Angular, tense, unforgettable. His expressions can shift from compassion to menace in a heartbeat. Directors have called him one of the most fearless performers alive, unafraid to look strange, intense, or even grotesque. From Platoon to The Lighthouse, he uses his physicality like a weapon, sharp, controlled, and mesmerizing. In a business built on surface, Dafoe reminds us that true art lives beneath the skin. Number 9. Iggy Pop. The rebel whose wrinkles rocked the world. Iggy Pop never cared about appearances. His wrinkled, wiry body became a statement of rebellion itself. Shirtless, sweaty, and wild on stage, he was the human embodiment of punk. His face tells the story of a life lived without apology, a roadmap of chaos and creation. Iggy didn't age gracefully, he aged authentically. And somehow that rawness became timeless. Number 10. Michael Berryman, the horror icon who made different powerful. Born with a rare genetic condition that affected his bone structure, Michael Berryman faced discrimination his entire life. But Hollywood saw something else. Potential. When Wes Craven cast him in The Hills Have Eyes, his unique appearance became his greatest strength. He went on to become a fixture in the horror community, admired, respected, and beloved. Berryman's story is a reminder that sometimes what sets you apart is exactly what makes you unforgettable. Number 11. DJ Qualls, the geek who made awkward adorable tall, skinny, and self-deprecating. DJ Qualls became the face of every underdog in early 2000s teen comedies. His characters in Road Trip and The New Guy weren't cool, but they were real. Audiences adored him because he represented what so many people felt. The outsider trying to find his place. DJ's unique look gave him longevity in an industry that often demands conformity. He didn't play the hero, he played the one we rooted for. Number 12. Clint Howard, the oddball who outlasted them all. Clint Howard never had leading man looks, but he had something more valuable: persistence. Over 6 decades in Hollywood, he's appeared in over 200 films, becoming a staple in the industry. With his unusual features and boyish enthusiasm, he added texture and authenticity to every story. From Apollo 13 to The Grinch, Clint made himself indispensable. His secret? Knowing that standing out keeps you remembered. Number 13. Goldie Hawn. The beauty time tried to break. Goldie Hawn was America's sweetheart, giggly, radiant, magnetic. But as she aged, Hollywood's unforgiving lenses magnified every change. The tabloids were merciless, dissecting her face with each passing year, yet Goldie remained joyful, spiritual, and unshakably herself. Her laughter, her warmth, her spirit, those became her legacy. Beauty faded, but light never did. Number 14. Lyle Lovett, the crooner who outsang his critics. When Lyle Lovett married Julia Roberts, the world was stunned. The beautiful movie star and the quirky country singer didn't make sense, but Lyle's soulful music and poetic heart told a different story. He never tried to be handsome, he just sang his truth. And as the years passed, his career proved something profound. Talent, integrity, and confidence will always outshine vanity. Number 15. Cher, the goddess who rewrote her face and her fate. Cher has lived 1,000 reinventions, from folk singer to disco diva, from actress to pop icon. Along the way, she sculpted her image to match her metamorphoses. Her surgeries became tabloid obsessions, yet each transformation only seemed to make her more mythic. Cher's face tells the story of a woman who refused to fade. She's not timeless because she stayed the same. She's timeless because she dared to change. Number 16. Marilyn Manson, the rock star who made fear fashionable. Manson blurred every line: gender, beauty, sanity. His pale face, smeared makeup, and blackened eyes terrified parents and electrified fans. He built an entire empire from shock and self-expression. To him, beauty was conformity, and conformity was death. Love him or loathe him, his image defined an era of rebellion and raw truth. Number 17. Don Knotts, the funny man who made awkward endearing. Don Knotts looked nervous even when he was calm. Wide eyes, twitchy grin, a walking bundle of tension. But that awkwardness became comedy gold. On the Andy Griffith Show, his bumbling Barney Fife stole every scene. His face might not have been handsome, but it was human. Every twitch, every glance made you laugh, and more importantly, made you care. Number 18, Melanie Griffith, the star who chased youth and found honesty. Melanie Griffith was once luminous, the golden girl of the 1980s, but Hollywood's obsession with youth pushed her into endless scrutiny. After years of surgery and criticism, she faced the spotlight again, not as a perfect woman, but as a vulnerable one. She spoke openly about her regrets, her pain, and her rediscovery of self-worth. In a world of masks, Melanie's honesty became her redemption. Number 19, Ringo Starr, the Beatle who proved charm beats looks. In the Beatles, Ringo was always the funny one, not the cutest or the dreamiest, but the one everyone liked. His droopy eyes and large nose didn't stop him from becoming an icon. He had rhythm, humor, and humility, the kind of charisma that never fades. Decades later, Ringo's still touring, still grinning, still proving that personality always outperforms perfection. Number 20. Marty Feldman, the eyes that changed comedy forever. Born with Graves' disease, Marty's bulging eyes became his signature and his gift. He turned that unmistakable face into a career, making the world laugh in Young Frankenstein and countless British comedies. Marty didn't hide what made him different, he amplified it, and in doing so, he showed millions that uniqueness is something to celebrate, not conceal. And lastly, number 21, Harris Glenn Milstead, the drag legend who redefined beauty. Harris Glenn Milstead, also known as Divine, was a revolution in a wig. Loud, brash, and unapologetically grotesque, he redefined what stardom could look like. With outrageous makeup and fearless performances, he blurred the boundaries of gender and beauty. Divine didn't seek acceptance, he demanded it. And long after his death, his influence lives on in every artist who dares to be bold. From matriarchs to misfits, comedians to icons, these faces remind us that beauty fades, but authenticity never dies. Hollywood may try to sculpt perfection, but the stars who last are the ones who stay real. This is PopFlash.